Today, I'm here with a new topic because I believe that it is extremely relevant today than any day in the past. How to be rich, wealthy, and successful. Why? Because things have changed. You deserve it. And most importantly, your family deserves it the most. Only question is, are you willing to do that? Are you willing to make that change? If you are, continue watching. You're going to learn a lot of new stuff which you will be using to change your family life, to take that standard of living from here to here, not by risking the current one, but by putting yourself into that questions. Now we'll actually go through a lot of different questions, right? You need to look at different books on investing, money, entrepreneurship, personal development. Then you need to actually ask the basic questions about money management, investing. There is a lot of different steps to look at. Your cash flow, your income streams, your net worth. It's not only tied up to your money. There's a lot of things which are involved in this. So let's discuss through that in detail so you and me are on the same page and you are ready to take that leap for your family. So the first question is why am I talking about this now? For those of who know me, you already know who I am as a human being and a person. I changed my life, my family's life. I used to be financially struggling in a 9-to-5 job back in the Middle East, no time to spend with family, all those stuff. But 6-7 years of continuous learning and implementing took my life here. Now I have a doctor degree, but that's just academic education. And you never make a fortune from formal education. It's the self-education part which leads you through that success. And if you want to follow that up, we are now jumping on the whiteboard and we are going to give you all those clear details. If you are still here watching this, that definitely means you are eager to change your life financially. You are ready to take that responsibility for you and your family to go through that financial movement where you are reaching financial freedom. Now, you do have to go through a lot of books. These are just examples for investing, money, entrepreneurship. You will have to take your time, read through this. If you are not a good reader, go to audiobooks. I'm not a good reader. I do listen to these books. That actually helps. Now, when you start the journey of that money part, first thing you have to ask yourself is, do you really know the basics? How literate are you about money? Are you financially literate? How is your financial education doing? Are you working on that or it's zero? Now you may say, okay, I've been working 10-20 years earning money. That doesn't mean you understand money. So the basics, do you know what money is? Ask that question to yourself. We will answer that as we go forward. So now if you have an answer with you and you think that's right, maybe you will be surprised. Do you have a personal finance tracker? Do you actually track whatever you spend? Do your family has a budget? Do your family really have a budget? Do you pay yourself every month? That doesn't actually mean go take a Louis Vuitton, go spend something on Gucci. That's not what I meant. Do you spend for yourself before you start other things? Because a lot of people try to save up for investing after the expenses. That's one of the major mistakes I see every time. Now the second most important thing which will be common is this: time equals money. I know this, you know this, everybody understands this. But here is the problem. Not everyone give it the same importance. How much time do you sleep? If time is money and you are sleeping 8 to 10 hours a day, you don't need that. Go listen to Arnold. He, as a bodybuilder who was 4-5 hours in gym, that physical stuff, you're so tired. That guy sleeps 6 hours. He is successful, he is rich, he reached that level. Why? discipline, consistency. So you do need to go through that. Then how much time do you meditate? Now, if you are a spiritual guy, that can even be like that. I go through talking to my Almighty, my God, my Creator, and that's my meditation. Before I actually start to point at my day, okay, that's my first milestone, this is my second goal, and go against it, that's important. Now, these are just the basics. Before you even start making money, investing money, and multiplying that, how much time and money do you waste? A lot of people today spend a lot of time in social media. It's not only sleeping, you can just be sitting on your couch scrolling through. That's wasting time. So then you're looking at like money management and investing. So inside that one leg of money management and investing, how much stuff do you own? Now, I don't actually literally mean how much Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Apple, those stuff. I mean the real stuff. Say for example, you have an iPhone. It's great. Fine, it's a good product. I do own one. But do you actually upgrade it every year when the new version is released? Is that required in any shape or form? Mine is working still now. It's an iPhone X or 10. And I think that's pretty fine for me. If you have that old version and a new version is coming and your colleagues or your peers are taking something new and you want to challenge them with an even newer version, don't do that. Instead, change your thinking. It's inside here. Money management is psychology, right? So now, what does that mean? Instead of upgrading your phone, you go buy that stock. Spend that money on Apple stock. Spend that money on Samsung, whichever your brand is. If you think that's a great product, most likely if the price is right, you get the perfect value. Say Samsung, it's down 50%. It used to be 2000, now it's around 1000. So if you are going to buy a Samsung product, which you're just upgrading, most likely you don't actually need that. You can just buy the stock. Next, do you understand assets? Most people go saying, yeah, I do have assets, but I'm not talking about all the assets. I'm talking about the real assets. If you are saying, I have a mobile, that's a depreciating asset. Assets falls into two criteria: depreciating assets and appreciating assets. So are you on the one which is losing the value or money, or are you on the one which is making more value and money? That is the asset which you want to own. For example, real estate, that's great, or any equity. It can be stock, it can be crypto, it can be gold, it can be silver, it can be anything which goes up in value, not in a day or a year. You look for next 5 years and the average, it should be trending higher. That's asset where you're making money. Next one, do you understand debt? Now, when I talk about debt, a lot of people, including my close ones, the family, relative, friends, they're like, no, I don't want to play that game. Now I'm like, what do you mean? Because you do have good debt, you do have bad debt. There are people who teach you, get away from debt. They kind of have their own reasoning. But can I ask you one question? And only if you think that's true, you have to continue watching this video. That is how serious I am about this. Take a dollar bill and read what's written on it. It's a receipt of public and private debt. So if you think that's money, which is actually debt of someone else, why can't you have that debt and give this receipt to someone else and make money from that? That's just the psychological shift. Once you have that new concept, what you are doing there is moving yourself from that side of 90% to the next 10%. Now that's not all. The game is still on. You do have to move from there to the 99%. You keep them away, you go to the 1%. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. So you need to spend time. Next, how soon can you double your money? Now, if you are saying, okay, I'm only having 1,000, Dan, I'm only working with 1,000, fine. You are like 10 doubles away from $1 million. Now, you do go through 2,000, 4,000, 8,000, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256. Now you are, what, $1 million, right? Then 512 and $1 million. It doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen in a year. When you work with small sums of money, you may reach in 3 months, 6 months, a year. That's easy. But when you are working with 128, 256, 512 towards that million, it may take more time. Because your risk is being reduced, you are balanced. Once you're playing with bigger sums of money, you need to know your risk. If your age is higher, your risk goes lower. If your age is lower, you still have a long way to make that money back. So you can go risky, you can go aggressive if you understand the market. That's where these books actually help you. Mastering the Market Cycle, Intelligent Investor. These are like, it gives you the understanding of the market history so that you are well positioned. That doesn't mean you're not going to fail. You will fail. But from that failure, you're going to learn easily and quickly recover because you now have that mindset. Say, richest man in Babylon. Richest man in Babylon is actually giving you that entire shift mentally, thinking about money and how to make more money. Now, the next main question is, this is where a lot of people struggle with. Income streams. Do you have an income stream? Most likely, yes. If you're watching this video, you are making money, but you're not happy with that and you want to grow. Fine. That's earned income. What's the tax in your country? If it's UK, say 45% tier, most of them. That's not great. I agree. If you're in Middle East, it's 0. That's perfectly fine. Now you're looking for the next one. Do you have another source of income? Portfolio income. It can be passive incomes. Now, what is portfolio income? You have stocks, you have commodities, they go up in value, you sell that, that's capital gains. So, do your country tax capital gains? If so, how much is that? Now you just compare in between this. Say you go to UK and you're like, okay, income tax rate goes to 45%. If you're a doctor, lawyer, engineer, you're being squeezed. Fine. At the same time, capital gains, it's 20%. If you're a long-term investor, that's like, boom. You know, the hard-working engineer, the hard-working lawyer, doctor, they make 100, 200, 300, but 50% it's wiped out. You're wiped clean. Whereas the investor who just go through the book, learn, and he's not tied up with that investment. He put his money there. Now he's going to work on something else, building something else. Most likely he's an entrepreneur, right? So this money works for him. So when you work for money, you are punished. And when your money works for you, the punishment is still there with the current monetary system, but it's not that high. Next one, passive income sources. You have it can be rentals, it can be income from notes, dividends, whatever. But you don't have to be there. Fine, you invest, you move out. Again, you have time, freedom, source, and the money comes to you. The money flows to you. So having the cash flow is important. Next thing, now that's also an important factor for you, me, and anyone watching this video right now. What is your net worth? Now, don't just look at your bank statement. Don't just look at what you own. Your net worth is including you. That is a big thing because your earning power, if you just stand up and work hard, polishing your skills, your purchasing power increases. Meaning you now get more money, your earning power skyrockets. If you are ready to take that challenge up, automatically your earning power goes up. If you are a guy who's already making $5,000, $10,000, $25,000 a month, and you're thinking like, how can I scale that up? Now this is the way. You do have to go through investments. If you are maxed out on your skill sets, you're like, okay, Dan, I'm putting like 120%. I'm working as much as possible. I'm, most productive. Now, yeah, you will have to go through investing. You will have to go through the current monetary system because money doesn't work like what we have seen or heard in schools. Most likely you haven't even heard about money in school, and even if you have heard, that's just formal education for you to work for someone else managing their money, not to make your money. Next one, what do you know? That's an important factor. If you're already knowing all this, you're way ahead of the game. 90% of the people are far behind you. You are now targeting that 1%. You're in the 10% and you want to get into that 1% mark. So you are now way ahead. Great. If not, Now you're spending your time, because time is money. So you're spending your time going through these, fine, investing, money, entrepreneurship. Say this one, the Your Next 5 Moves, that's a strategy book from Patrick B. David. Now if you read that one, you are like, okay, wow, that changed your thought process. So if you are looking to make more money, you need that skill set here to think. Your cognitive ability positions yourself in a way that now your strategy is clear, sharp and pointed. So your rate of failure reduces. Everyone fails. Take this, everyone fails. But the chances, if the life kick you down 6 times, can you stand up 7 times? If you do, that's how you win the game. Next one, your learning curve. Fine, you don't know these stuff. How fast you can learn these? How fast can you grasp all of this? Now it will depend completely upon your age and what your current educational skills are, how long you spend reading, how long you spend in social media, and how slow you are. But if you can speed that up, your learning curve reduces. Then the next one is time management skills. This one is kind of one of my favorite whenever I talk to most of the human beings I have talked to. I don't have enough time. Oh, it's hard. I work there, I do this, I commute, I don't get time. I'm like, Jeff Bezos, he's a human being. He get 24 hours, you get 24 hours, I get 24 hours. So you wait there and just look at top 20 billionaires in the world. Now this one, I'm really serious. You just look at top 20 billionaires and you're like, okay, you watch Elon Musk there, you watch Jeff Bezos, Buffett, Gates, all these guys, and then you get Changpeng Zhao. Who's that? CZ Binance. Why is that important? Other guys have spent 20, 30, 40 years to reach there, and this guy came there in last decade. Why? Because he's invested and he's working on blockchain, which is a new technology coming up. Now you have a mobile phone, I have a mobile phone, you have an internet connection. Now you're connected to the world, so if you really want to make money, you can, not scamming people, but providing value to people. Now you know what you know. If you are a musician, you can sing for others. You can make music for others. If you can draw, paint, musical instruments, whatever you think you are good at, polish that skills and position yourself in the market as a producer. Now I do consume stuff, but the difference is I consume stuff like this, not the random scrolling through the social media. You should have a target. Say your phone, if it's an iPhone, usually shows like how much time you spent last week on the phone, the display time. If it's reducing, you are doing great. If it's increasing, you have to change something. And now, inside your YouTube, go check how much time do you spend wasting for entertainment. Now for me, that's waste. I don't know how you consume that one, but if you do 80% or more entertainment, doomed to fail. Leave that there. But if you want to change, you still have time to change. Now the next major question is your work ethics. Okay, now you're motivated. The motivation is keeping you up. Fine. How long can you do that? How disciplined are you? If you are disciplined now, how long can you be disciplined? Can you be consistent? So it's your work ethic which leads that generation. You are now building an empire, but it doesn't actually build in a day or two. Rome was never built on a day. And a big empire is never built with one stone. You need to place different stones in proper position with proper alignment to reach there. So if you want to be a millionaire, you are thinking that I'm going to do this. Yes, you can. You definitely can. But you need to have these ideas. You need to learn through the rich guys how they have done this, what they have done different. Because when you go there, like I'm standing at the top of the educational cycle, that pyramid, PhD, the doctor title. But when I look at these top billionaires, I'm surprised. They don't have a university degree. Most of them are dropouts. So you don't need formal education to reach there. What you need is self-education. But one thing I'm adding on to this. If you're sharp in the formal education and your self-education skills are not bad and you're working on that, the time required for you to learn through this is shorter. That's where this one comes. Your net worth. Who are you? What do you know? How can you execute? What's your learning curve, right? That kind of aids here. But it doesn't matter. Even if you don't have a university degree, people have proved that they can do that. They can achieve this. So if you look at the work ethic, say, for example, Kobe, if you look at him, that's monstrous work ethics. You do that every single day till you are done. You don't take break. You don't have a weekend. I don't have a weekend. You guys know that. I don't have a vacation. You guys know that. Now, likely I will take at some point, but you do your stuff. You are committed to that. You respect that thing which you are doing and you are interested in that. So now if you are having that ability to create value for others, start that today, not tomorrow, because the best day to start that was yesterday. You missed that if you haven't started that. So you need to start acting today. And if you missed all of this, you never listened, fine. You're starting today. 20 minutes a day, you get a book. Now there's like Swedish Investor and other channels, Success Secrets and others, who actually give you these. You go there, you're like, okay, done. I'm not a good reader. Go there, listen to it. It's 20 minutes, like average 15-20 minutes. You get the summary of a book and he kind of puts it in a way it's so easy to grasp. So for me, those are my revisions. Even if I have done this, I will go and revise through that again and again, so that it's like you read Bible. First time you're reading it and you're like, okay, I understood. Second time you're reading it, you kind of like, okay, last time I missed this. How can I miss this? Fine. Third time you're reading this, you're pointing on something else, right? Same. When you go deeper, you learn more. And as you learn more, you earn more. So guys, if you learned something new, if you are pointing your direction towards better financial future from now, and you think I helped a bit, hit that like button and that subscribe button if you haven't done that yet. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.